नमस्कार दोस्तों, कैसे हैं आप लोग। आशा करता हूँ आप लोग बहुत ही अच्छे होंगे। और आज हम लोग शुरू करने जा रहे हैं क्लास 7th की एनसीईआरटी रीडिंग चैप्टर नंबर 1 की। तो चलिए दोस्तों, इसी के साथ हम लोग अब शुरू करेंगे। शुरू करने से पहले दोस्तों एक बात बता दूं आपको कि मैं आपको ये चैप्टर समझाता नहीं हूँ और ना ही इसके नोट्स लिखवाता हूँ। मैं केवल आपके लिए रीडिंग करके देता हूँ ताकि आप जो है एनसीईआरटी रीडिंग एक शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम में कर सकें और आपको ज़्यादा दिक्कत ना हो। क्योंकि मैंने देखा है बच्चे क्या करते हैं, रीडिंग करना शुरू करते हैं आज एक दिन में, तो खैर दूर की बात है, बहुत ही कम बच्चे ऐसे होंगे जो कि एक दिन में कर पाते होंगे। लेकिन बच्चे क्या करते हैं, रीडिंग करना शुरू करते हैं, 2-4 पेज पढ़ते हैं और बोर हो जाते हैं, और फिर कल होता है, परसों होता है, और लेकिन उनका एनसीईआरटी रीडिंग ख़त्म नहीं हो पाता है। तो एनसीईआरटी रीडिंग आप लोग आधे घंटे के आसपास कर सकें, इसके लिए मैं दोस्तों आप लोग के लिए वीडियो बना देता हूँ ताकि आप लोग एनसीईआरटी देख देख के रीडिंग कर सकें दोस्तों। ठीक है, तो चलिए हम लोग शुरू करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे एक स्टोरी दे रखा है कांता की, देखते हैं क्या है। ऑन इलेक्शन डे, कांता एंड हर फ्रेंड सुजाता आर वेटिंग टू कास्ट देयर वोट्स। तो यहाँ पे देखो क्या बोलते हैं। Isn't it good, Suja, that we can all vote as equal citizens of our country? Even Jain Sahib is standing in the line with us. तो यहाँ पे यस इसने बोला। गो ऑन कांता, इट्स योर टर्न नाउ। तो सुजाता उसको बोलती है, और यहाँ पे कांता क्या बोल रही है, आई विल वोट फॉर द कैंडिडेट हु हैज़ प्रॉमिस टू ब्रिंग पाइप वाटर टू आवर एरिया। तो इसने किसको वोट दिया कांता ने, जो पाइप वाटर उसके वहाँ पे लाएगा। अब देखते हैं आफ्टरवर्ड्स, वी विल सी यू कांता, सी यू लेटर कांता। यस नमस्ते साहब। तो ये जैन साहब थे। गुड़िया गुड़िया हैज़ बीन रनिंग फीवर and I have to take her to the hospital, but I will have to finish। तो कुछ एक फ़ोन कॉल आ गया था दोस्त का। चलिए देखते हैं। गुड़िया हैज़ बीन रनिंग फीवर एंड आई हैव टू टेक हर टू द हॉस्पिटल, बट आई हैव टू फिनिश द वर्क एट साहिब्स हाउस फर्स्ट एंड आस्क फॉर सम एडवांस एट होम। Here have some of this, you will feel better, and when I get back in the evening we will go to the hospital, okay? It's no wonder that Gudiya falls ill often. The basti is never cleaned. Make sure to do the corners properly. Here is your advance Kanta, but don't make it a habit. Make a habit of it. तो ये बोलती है, नो मैडम, दैट इवनिंग just few more minutes बेटी। Jain madam and Jain sahib may stand in line to vote, but they never have to do it when their children are sick. Do you think Kanta has enough reason to doubt whether she is equal? List 3 reasons from the story above that might make her feel like this। तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं दोस्तों आप लोग, इनइक्वालिटी का एक एग्जाम्पल का स्टोरी दे रखा है, तो आप लोग उसको देख सकते हैं। अब देखिए, इक्वल राइट टू वोट, इसमें क्या लिखा हुआ है देखते हैं। द स्टोरी अबव बिगिंस विद कांता स्टैंडिंग इन द लाइन टू कास्ट हर वोट। लुक अगेन एट द वेरियस पीपल हु आर स्टैंडिंग इन द लाइन विथ हर। कांता रिकॉग्नाइजेज हर एम्प्लॉयर अशोक जैन एंड छोटे लाल, हर नेबर। In a democratic country like India, all adults, irrespective of what religion they belong to, how much education they have had, what caste they are, or whether they are rich or poor, are allowed to vote. This, as you have already read in the class 6 book, is called universal adult franchisee and is an essential aspect of all democracies. The idea of universal adult franchisee is based on the idea of equality because it states that every adult in a country, irrespective of their wealth and the communities she or he belongs to, has one vote. Kanta is excited to vote and happy that she is equal to all of the others because each of them has one vote. But as her day goes on, Kanta becomes less certain about what this equality really means. What is it that makes Kanta unsure? Let us take a look at a day in her life. She lives in a slum and has a drain behind her house. Her daughter is sick, but she cannot take the day off from work because she needs to borrow money from her employers to take her child to the doctor. Her job as a domestic help tires her out. And finally, she ends her day by again standing in a long line. This line in front of the government hospital is unlike the one in the morning because most of the people standing in it are poor. Other kinds of equality. Kanta is one of many people who live in democratic India and who have the right to vote, but whose daily living and working conditions are far from equal. Apart from being poor, people in India experience inequality in different ways. Let us see what this means by reading the two stories given below. Each of these is based on real incidents in people's lives and reflects the different kinds of inequalities that exist in India. One of the more common forms of inequality in India is the caste system. If you live in rural India, your caste identity is something that you probably learned or experienced very young. If you live in urban India, some of you might think that people no longer believe in caste, but just look at these matrimonials shown from a leading English newspaper and you will see how important the issue of caste continues to be in the minds of highly educated urban Indians. तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं दोस्तों, ये वाला हो गया कास्ट वगैरह के लिए होता है। ठीक है दोस्तों, तो कास्ट वगैरह के बारे में मतलब कास्टिज्म किस तरह से हो रहा है, तो ये हेडलाइंस में दिखाया गया हुआ है। सर्कल द रेफरेंस टू कास्ट इन द मैट्रिमोनियल एडवर्टीजमेंट गिवन अबव। ये आप लोग कर सकते हैं दोस्तों, ये देखिए आप लोग कास्ट रेफरेंस को सर्कल करना है। नाउ लेट अस रीड अ स्टोरी अबाउट द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ अ दलित चाइल्ड अटेंडिंग स्कूल। You have already read about Dalits in the class 6 book. Dalit is a term that the so-called lower castes use to address themselves. Dalit means broken, and by using this word, lower castes are pointing to how they were and continue to be seriously discriminated against. Om Prakash Valmiki is a famous Dalit writer. In his autobiography Juthan, he writes, I had to sit away from the others in the class, and that too on the floor. The mat ran out before reaching the spot I sat on. Sometimes I would have to sit way behind everybody, right near the door. Sometimes they would beat me without any reason. When he was in class 4, the headmaster asked Om Prakash to sweep the school and the playground. He writes, the playground was way larger than my small physique could handle, and in cleaning it, my back began to ache. My face was covered with dust. Dust had gone inside my mouth. The other children in my class were studying and I was sweeping. Headmaster was sitting in his room and watching me. I was not even allowed to get a drink of water. I swept the whole day from the doors and windows of the school rooms. The eyes of the teachers and the boys saw this spectacle. Om Prakash was made to sweep the school and the playground for the next couple of days, and this only came to an end when his father, who happened to be passing by, saw his son sweeping. He confronted the teachers and then, walking away from the school, holding Om Prakash's hand, he said loudly for all of them to hear, "You are a teacher, so I am leaving now. But remember this much, master. He will study right here in this school, and not just him, but there will be more coming after him." The second story is based on an incident that took place in one of India's larger cities and is common practice in most parts of the country. It is a story about Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, who were looking to rent an apartment in the city. They had the money, and so paying the rent was no problem. They went to a property dealer for help to find a place. The dealer informed them that he knew about quite a few apartments that were available for rent. They visited the first apartment and the Ansaris liked it very much and decided to take it. However, when the landlady found out their names, she made an excuse about how she could not rent the house to someone who ate meat because the building did not have any non-vegetarian residents. Both the Ansaris and the property dealer were surprised to hear this because they could smell fish being cooked in the neighbor's house. The same excuse was repeated in the second and third apartments. Finally, the property dealer told them that they might want to change their names and call them Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. The Ansaris were reluctant to do this and decided to look some more. In the end, it took a whole month of looking at apartments before they found a landlady who was willing to give them a place on rent. यहाँ पे तो देखिए दोस्तों, यहाँ पे दे रखा है कवर ऑफ ओम प्रकाश वाल्मीकि बुक जूठान विच टेक्स अबाउट which talks about his experiences of growing up as a Dalit boy. Why do you think Om Prakash Valmiki was being treated unequally by his teacher and his classmates? Imagine yourself as Om Prakash Valmiki and write 4 lines about how you would feel if you were in the same situation as him. ये सब देख सकते हैं दोस्तों, आप लोग को मन करे तो कीजिए, नहीं मन करे तो मत कीजिए, क्योंकि एग्जाम पर्सपेक्टिव से इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. Why do you think the Ansaris were being treated unequally? What would you do if you were in the Ansari's position and could not find a place to live because some people did not want to live next to you because of the religion of or because of the religion you practice? देखिए दोस्तों, यहाँ पे ये सब दे रखा है, रिलीजन और कास्ट के बेसिस पे यहाँ पे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होने का इंस्टेंसेस दे रखा है दोस्तों, तो ये देख सकते हैं आप लोग. रिकॉग्नाइजिंग डिग्निटी, यू हैव अंडरस्टूड बाय नाउ दैट द कास्ट वी आर born into, the religion we practice, the class background we come from, whether we are male or female, these are often the things that determine why some people are treated unequally. Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris are being treated unequally on the basis of differences of caste and religion. When persons are treated unequally, their dignity is violated. The dignity of both Om Prakash Valmiki and the Ansaris was violated because of the way in which they were treated. By picking on them, by picking on him and making him sweep the school because of his caste, Om Prakash Valmiki's schoolmates and teachers hurt his dignity and badly and made him feel as if he was less than equal to all other students in the school. Being a child, Om Prakash Valmiki could do very little about the situation that he was in. It was his father who, on seeing his son sweep, felt angry by this unequal treatment and confronted the teachers. The Ansari's dignity was also hurt when persons refused to lease their apartments to them. However, when the property dealer suggested that they change their name, it was their dignity or self-respect that made them refuse this suggestion. If you were one of the Ansaris, how would you have responded to the suggestions that you change your name? तो देख सकते हैं दोस्तों, आप इसका कैसे जवाब देंगे, तो आपके अनुसार ही है. Can you think of an incident in your life in which your dignity was violated? How did this make you feel? How did this make you feel? तो ये सब आप लोग देख सकते हैं दोस्तों, अगर आपका मन करे तो कीजिए, नहीं मन करे तो मत कीजिए. Om Prakash and the Ansaris do not deserve to be treated like this. They deserve the same respect and dignity as anyone else. Equality in Indian democracy. The Indian Constitution recognizes every person as equal. This means that every individual in the country, including male and female persons from all castes, religions, tribes, educational and economic backgrounds, are recognized equal. This is not to say that inequality ceases to exist. It doesn't. But at least in democratic India, the principle of the equality of all persons is recognized. In the 1975 film Diwar, a boy who works as a shoe shine refuses to pick up a coin thrown at him. He feels that there is dignity in the work that he does and insists that his fee be given respectfully. While earlier no law existed to protect people from discrimination and ill treatment, now there are several that work to see that people are treated with dignity and as equals. This recognition of equality includes some of the following provisions in the Constitution. First, that every person is equal before the law. What this means is that every person, from the president of the country to Kanta, a domestic worker, has to obey the same laws. Second, no person can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, race, caste, place of birth, or whether they are male or female. Third, every person has access to all public places, including playgrounds, hotels, shops, and markets. All persons can use publicly available wells, roads, and bathing ghats. Fourth, untouchability has been abolished. ये सब दोस्तों प्रोविजंस हैं, ठीक है. The parliament is the cornerstone of our democracy and we are represented in it through our elected representatives. तो ये देखिए दोस्तों, ये है पार्लियामेंट. The two ways in which the government has tried to implement the equality that is guaranteed in the Constitution is first through laws and second through government programs or schemes to help disadvantaged communities. There are several laws in India that protect every person's right to be treated equally. In addition to laws, the government has also set up several schemes to improve the lives of communities and individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. These schemes are to ensure greater opportunity for people who have not had this in the past. One of the steps taken by the government includes the midday meal scheme. This refers to the program introduced in all government elementary schools to provide children with cooked lunch. Tamil Nadu was the first state in India to introduce this scheme, and in 2001, the Supreme Court asked all the state governments to begin this program in their schools within 6 months. This program has had many positive effects. And these include the fact that more poor children have begun enrolling and regularly attending school. Teachers reported that earlier children would often go home for lunch and then not return to school, but now with the midday meals being provided in school, their attendance has improved. Their mothers, who earlier had to interrupt their work to feed their children at home during the day, now no longer needed to do so. This program has also helped reduce caste prejudices because both lower and upper caste children in the school eat this meal together, and in quite a few places Dalit women have been employed to cook the meal. The midday meal program also helps reduce the hunger of the poor students who often come to school and cannot concentrate because their stomachs are empty. अच्छा देखो दोस्तों, यहाँ पे चिल्ड्रन बीइंग सर्व्ड द मिड डे मील एट अ गवर्नमेंट स्कूल इन उत्तराखंड, यहाँ पे दोस्तों दिखा रखा है मिड डे मील स्कीम का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. व्हाट इज द मिड डे मील प्रोग्राम? कैन यू लिस्ट 3 बेनिफिट्स ऑफ द प्रोग्राम? हाउ डू यू थिंक दिस प्रोग्राम माइट हेल्प यू प्रमोट ग्रेटर इक्वालिटी? तो देख सकते हैं दोस्तों आप लोग ये सब दे रखा है. फाइंड आउट अबाउट one government scheme in your area. What does this scheme do? Whom is this scheme set up to benefit? तो ये आप लोग देख सकते हैं दोस्तों. इस क्वेश्चन का आप लोग आंसर करने की कोशिश कीजिए. कभी कभी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन भी रहते हैं, जैसे ये वाला इंपॉर्टेंट है, मिड डे मील वाला. While government programs play an important role in increasing equality of opportunity, there is much that still needs to be done. While the midday meal program has helped increase the enrollment and attendance of poor children in school, there continues to be big differences in our country between schools that the rich attend and those that the poor attend. Even today, there are several schools in the country in which Dalit children like Om Prakash Valmiki are discriminated against and treated unequally. These children are forced into unequal situations in which their dignity is not respected. This is because people refuse to think of them as equal even though the law requires it. One of the main reasons for this is that attitudes change very slowly. Even though persons are aware that discrimination is against the law, they continue to treat people unequally on the basis of their caste, religion, disability, economic status, and because they are women. It is only when people begin to believe that no one is inferior and that every person deserves to be treated with dignity that present attitudes can change. Establishing equality in a democratic society is a continuous struggle and one in which individuals as well as various communities in India contribute to, and you will read more about this in this book. अब देखो दोस्तों यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, ये बी आर अम्बेडकर के द्वारा कुछ लाइंस लिखे गए हैं. इट इज, तो देखते हैं इसमें क्या लिखा हुआ. इट इज डिस्ग्रेसफुल टू लिव एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ वंस टू लिव एट द cost of one's self-respect. Self-respect is the most vital factor in life. Without it, man is a cipher. To live worthily with self-respect, one has to overcome difficulties. It is out of hard and ceaseless struggle alone that one derives strength, confidence, and recognition. Man is mortal. Everyone has to die some day or the other, but one must resolve to lay down one's life in enriching the noble ideals of self-respect and in bettering one's human life. Nothing is more disgraceful for a brave man than to live devoid of life devoid of self respect. तो self respect बहुत जरूरी है दोस्तों. यू विल रीड क्या है ये तो मैंने पढ़ लिया ना, हाँ ये वाला हो गया है. Establishing equality in a democratic society is a continuous struggle and one in which individuals as well as various communities in India contribute to, and you will read more about this in this book. Issues of equality in other democracies. You are probably wondering whether India is the only democratic country in which there is inequality and where the struggle for equality continues to exist. The truth that the truth is that in many democratic countries around the world, the issue of equality issue continues to be the key issue around which communities struggle. So, for example, in the United States of America, the African Americans whose ancestors were the slaves who were brought over from Africa continue to describe their lives today as largely unequal. This despite the fact that there was a movement in the late 1950s to push for equal rights for African Americans. Prior to this, African Americans were treated extremely unequally in the United States and denied equality through law. For example, when traveling by bus, they either had to sit at the back of the bus or get up from their seat whenever a white person wished to sit. Rosa Parks was an African American woman tired from a day long tried from a long day work sorry tired from a long day at work. She refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man on one day on 1st December 1955. Her refusal that day started a huge agitation against the unequal ways in which African Americans were treated, and which came to be known as the Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibited discrimination on the basis of race, religion, or national origin. It also stated that all schools would be open to African American children and that they would no longer have to attend separate schools specially set up for them. However, despite this, a majority of African Americans continue to be among the poorest in the country. Most African American children can only afford to attend government schools that have fewer facilities and poorly qualified teachers as compared to white students who either go to private schools or live in areas where the government schools are as highly rated as private schools. Rosa Parks, an African American woman, changed the course of American history with one defiant act. ये देखिए, yeah. Excerpt from Article 15 of the Indian Constitution. Prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. The state shall not discriminate the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them. No citizen shall on grounds of religion, caste, sex, race, place of birth, or any of them be subject to any disability, liability, restriction, or condition with regard to access to shops, public restaurants, hotels, and places of public entertainment, or the use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads, and places of public resort maintained wholly or partly out of state funds or dedicated to the use of the general public. Challenge of democracy. No country can be described as being completely democratic. There are always communities and individuals trying to expand the idea of democracy and push for a greater recognition of equality on existing as well as new issues. Central to this is the struggle for the recognition of all persons as equal and for their dignity to be maintained. In this book, you will read about how this issue of equality affects various aspects of our daily lives in democratic India. As you read these chapters, think about whether the equality of all persons and their being able to maintain their dignity is upheld. इसी के साथ दोस्तों हमारा चैप्टर हो जाता है खत्म. तो ये ग्लॉसरी है दोस्तों, ग्लॉसरी देख लेते हैं क्या है. यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट फ्रेंचाइजी, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. This is a very important aspect of democratic societies. It means that all adult, those who are 18 and above citizens, have the right to vote irrespective of their social or economic backgrounds. Dignity. This refers to thinking of oneself and other persons as worthy of respect. Constitution. This is a document that lays down the basic rules and regulations for people and the government in the country to flow. Civil rights movement, a movement that began in USA in 1950s, in which African American people demanded equal rights and an end to racial discrimination. दोस्तों इसी के साथ चैप्टर हो जाता है खत्म. आप लोगों का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि आप लोग आखिरी तक बने रहे हैं दोस्तों, और हम लोगों ने इसको कम से कम 25 मिनट में ख़त्म कर लिया है दोस्तों. सोचिए आप 25 मिनट के अंदर आप लोगों ने एनसीईआरटी की रीडिंग खत्म कर ली है दोस्तों. और अगर आप इसे तेज़ स्पीड पे चलाएंगे तो 25 मिनट से ही पहले ख़त्म हो जाएगा इसका वीडियो. तो सोचिए दोस्तों, आप लोग अगर इस वीडियो को 3-4 बार चला कर देख लें, 5 बार देख लें, 6 बार देख लें एकदम फुल स्पीड पे, तो सोचिए आपके दिमाग में ना एनसीईआरटी प्रिंट हो जाएगा. उसके बाद आपको क्वेश्चन आंसर याद करने में दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. कहीं से भी आप नोट्स याद करेंगे ना तो आपको पता चल जाएगा अरे ये तो एनसीईआरटी में भी लिखा हुआ है. और अगर कहीं पे नोट्स में गलती से मिसप्रिंट हो गया है कि यहाँ पे कुछ गलत है या फिर वहाँ पे कुछ गलत है, कोई नंबर गलत दे दिया गया है, तो आपको पता चल जाएगा क्योंकि आपने एनसीईआरटी पढ़ रखा है. एनसीईआरटी दोस्तों बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है दोस्तों, तो एनसीईआरटी जरूर पढ़ें. आपको अगर मेरा ये एफर्ट पसंद आ रहा है कि आपका मैं काम आसान कर दे रहा हूँ एनसीईआरटी रीडिंग का, विद इन हाफ एन आवर आपको पढ़ा दे रहा हूँ एनसीईआरटी, तो दोस्तों आप लोग लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें. और मिलता हूँ आपके साथ नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, और मेरे बेस्ट विशेस हमेशा आपके साथ रहते हैं. तो दोस्तों थैंक यू एंड हैव अ नाइस डे.